Okay, I did Flatteners 3 and 4, and Flattener 3 is about workflow software. It began in the mid to late 1990s, and it allowed multiple people in different places to collaborate, design, and manage their business data. An example would be WildBrain. It was an animation studio for Disney and other networks. They had a VPN, which stood for Virtual Private Network, that connected the writers, designers, and editors, and anyone else in the business across the country and even in Bangalore. All they had to do was get on the internet and log into their VPN. But eventually people wanted to do more than just talk and email on the internet, so the first big breakthrough that Friedman talks about was combining the PC and email. However, if you had a different computer system than someone else, you couldn't email them, so people wanted to connect everyone, and that's when they created SMTP, which stood for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It lets you email someone on a different system. And people were still not satisfied with that. They wanted to use everything from their businesses, like documents, spreadsheets, inventory, anything like that. So the second big breakthrough was the HTML. And it was created in the mid-1990s. And it allowed anyone to design and publish documents and data so that they could be transmitted to and read on any computer anywhere. So it's, the internet, websites. And then eventually they got, dissatisfied with that. So the third big breakthrough was machines talking to machines. And they used XML, which stood for Extensible Markup Language. And they used SOAP, which was Simple Object Access Protocol. And these two systems allowed any two computers to exchange data or documents of any form without the involvement of people. So now companies could focus on improving their software, and for example, eBay created PayPal so that you could send money electronically to anyone. So, workflow just continued to grow, and the newest level, according to Friedman, was Ajax, which was also called the business web, and you could completely run a company online, and it provided easy access to better web-based business tools. An example would be Salesforce.com, where you pay the website to rent off software programming, sort of. Alright, so the next flattener was uploading, and it's a way for anyone to put whatever they want on the web, and a really good example would be YouTube. Also, stuff like blogging, Wikipedia, podcasting, everything like that. People are becoming more interested in being not just consumers, but producers as well. And so Friedman focused on 3 forms of uploading. The first was community-developed software. It was also called open source community. It let anyone who can contribute to that software program to be able to improve on it. And it let anyone download it for their own use. There were 2 groups. One is called Intellectual Commons Community, and that one said that anyone can use the source code as long as they gave credit back to the original creator. And the other one was Free Software Community, which is if you get that source code from a free, community-developed free code, then your version of it needs to be free as well. And some examples would be Apache, which is a web server software, and Firefox, actually. The second form of uploading was blogging. It was a great way to get your story or news out without having to go through TV crews and newspapers. BBC actually used everyday people's pictures and accounts to tell the story of the London Underground bombings in 2005. And Friedman thinks that most likely blogging and journalism will blend to make the news someday. And an audio version of that would be called podcasting.
It's already happening.
Yeah. And the third example that he gives is Wikipedia, which we all know what Wikipedia is. It was started by Jimmy Wales in 2001. And some people believe that Wikipedia is self-controlling because of how many people have access to it. And Friedman doesn't think that it's always self-correcting fast enough. So some companies actually have people working for them just to watch their Wikipedia page and make sure nothing gets posted that they don't agree with. And Friedman believes that uploading could be the most disruptive flattener because of how popular it has become today. And those are Flatteners 3 and 4.